Happy Sunday. This won't be a long one, I'm actually working on a video pretty hard trying to get it finished. I don't think it'll be done tonight though. And I had to leave the house because I have a crazy pain in my left ankle. I don't know what the hell I did. I don't know if I twisted it or something, but I was like, yesterday it was annoying me, and then last night, and then this morning I woke up and I could barely walk to the restroom. I was like, what the fuck is happening? So it didn't seem like it's getting any better, so I figured I better get some ibuprofen, some strong painkillers, and maybe sit it out. But in order to do that, you have to leave the house, don't you? And you got to walk. And when you walk, you use your ankles. So, and also it's Sunday evening, so not all the pharmacies are open. So I had to go quite far. So I got back to the piazza and I was like, because I'm not drinking at the moment much, very, very, very little, because I have a big week ahead of me, and I was like, fuck that, I'm sitting down for a fucking drink and a smoke, because I'm gonna limp the rest of my way home. I don't know if this is gonna mess up my week. It probably will. First, Cafe Shikarato. Somebody on Instagram earlier was saying they live in Italy and it's hot and that nobody has iced coffee. They don't drink iced coffee like you take a big coffee and dump loads of ice in it. That's not a thing they do. Instead, you get a shikarato. This is espresso, shaken vigorously through ice and then poured back out. That's their iced coffee. It's fantastic. And of course, I got a spritz because I'm waiting for 800 milligrams of ibuprofen to kick in. Mix it with a good spritz, and I might make it home. Time flies. Sorry to hear about the ankle. I don't know what's going on. Thanks, man. I'm trying to think, did I bang it the other night? I woke up on Saturday, that was yesterday, and I got out of the bed and I wanted to go out, do a little bit of sunbathing. So I got up and headed to the shower, and I was like, what's that pain in my ankle? And the first thing I thought of was blood clot. Because, on the Friday night, I do 2 hours by myself, sitting there talking, and then I do 2 to 3 with Dirk, straight after. And I only got up maybe once. So you're kind of sitting there. So I was like, oh, fuck, is this a blood clot now? Because I don't remember banging it around, but maybe I did. Maybe I did. Anyway, it could fuck the... alcohol and ibuprofen, absolutely Trisonology. If I could, I'd drop 10 of them into this and mix them around. I just had to walk a mile on a brutally sore and fragile ankle. I need the biggest sledgehammer to the head possible right now. And tobacco. I need hard drugs. The intravenous injection of hard drugs, please. What's that from? Would Sir like for a starter? Or go for the main course? No, let's skip straight to the main course of intravenous injection of hard drugs, please. Anybody get the quote? Knocked it in my sleep. Time flies. Off what? Off a bed? Off a cushion? Off a bed? Off a duvet? I knock it off. unless I was like sleeping in such a manner that I was stopping blood flow to that area. I don't bloody know. All I know is it's not getting better. I was hoping it would, by this morning, I'd wake up and it'd be gone. Maybe it was just a bit of a pinched nerve or something. Of course, I look it up on the internet, and all the ankle issues are related to sports and activity. I'm like, well, that's not the problem. I look like shit. Sorry, guys. I'm in editing mode. You just throw on. This is the shirt I had on fucking the other day. It was just lying there. I was like, oh, I'm not getting respectable. I'm not leaving the house. I didn't think I was leaving the house. But then the pain got so bad in the ankle. I was like, I better get something. There's a super chat. DJ. $12. Thanks, man. Thank you. Pay for my spritz. That's weird. After a while not drinking spritz, that doesn't even taste that good. Isn't that funny? You don't drink for a bit and then booze doesn't taste good anymore. I could use more ice in it. It's pretty hot today. It's about, American is 80 something, I don't know. Feels like about 29, 30 here. I was sitting near, I was having a coffee here a few days ago. I was filming, and there was a bunch of Americans, and they were asking the waiter about different areas and when is a good time of year to come back and stuff. And they were asking about temperature, and he goes, "Oh, it'll be about 30." And they're like, 30? Oh, that's Celsius. And he goes, yeah. And they're like, well, we have Fahrenheit. And he goes, okay. I was behind. I was like, oh God, I gotta get up. I gotta get up and move. I gotta listen to this. You have Fahrenheit. That's amazing. Good for you. You want a prize? You want him to translate to Fahrenheit for you? Thomas is on a ship, taking vacation from the gun club. Utric acid in the joints. Is that what it is, Blackbird? Utric acid. So would that explain just like waking up in the morning and having this crazy joint pain, or this? It's like the ball on the inside of your the talus, is it? Talus. It's all around there, and it's like you can barely touch it. It's as if I walked into something, like something sharp or strong or metal. But I don't have any recollection of doing so. And there's no bruising. I don't see much swelling or any swelling. You know, usually with a blood clot, it gets all red and swells up, right? If it's a blood clot, I have to go straight to the hospital. Because that's shit. That's trouble. The best medicine to treat gout is colchicine. Need a prescription. Gout? Well, listen, does gout come on? First of all, gout. From what? From what do I eat to get gout? Also, does gout come on just all of a sudden in the middle of the night? Like, you go to bed fine and you wake up in the morning and you have this severe case of gout in your ankle? that the way it works? By the way, nothing on the internet related to ankle pain said gout. Not that that means anything, but just letting you know. Such fun. The other reason I'm coming on is to let you guys know that it's Dirk's birthday. Dirk from the Eye Bashers. It's his birthday. And he's doing a stream this evening. So you should go over and give him a good crowd so make him pick up his spirits a bit. He's been having a rough time lately too. He's taking care of that poor old lady downstairs, Rose. And she sounds like a handful. I don't know where the guy gets he has the patience of a saint. I don't know where he gets the patience. But you know him, he always puts on a smile even though he's having a tough time. So it'd be nice for his birthday if you guys tune in and just say hello. Give him an upvote, you know, on the Eye Bashers. Wayne Grow could be strained from sleep cramp. Sometimes you sleep through them. I think that's probably the most likely one because I don't have any recollection of an impact. Then I was thinking, did I walk into those weights? Because I got my dumbbells on the floor in the bigger room near the entrance. And I do remember walking into them, coming in kind of in the dark, and they were still on the floor. But I don't think I hit them in that spot. And I certainly would have felt immediate issue. So yeah, maybe I just kind of maybe I was curled up a weird way in my sleep and one foot was pushing the other foot or something. Or a cramp, yeah, one of those horrible cramps. I don't know, I just hope it goes away. I've got a big week ahead of me. This could ruin everything. Blame Hamas, that's right, DG, you're right. Sorry guys, of course, what am I thinking? It was Hamas. It was Hamas. It's always their fault. Fucking Hamas, man. Ruining people's ankles all over the planet. Anybody, Joe Devlin, is that Dirk Diggler? No, Dirk Diggler does not have a channel. He's just a troll. He's just a pathetic troll who sits in the corner. And get you guys back. We're back. You guys back? We're back. Eye Bashers. No, it's not Dirk Diggler, it's Dirk Kennedy. Eye Bashers is the name of the channel, the Eye Bashers. We'll be on there this evening, I think. So go check it out. Give him a little support. Gout can come from steaks. Knack. I haven't actually. I had a steak the other night for the first time in maybe 3 weeks. But I do normally eat a lot of steaks. Yeah, you can get gout from rich like steaks and liver and heavy meats and stuff. Yeah, I was at Trump's parade. That's how I hurt my foot. I was trying to step through all the tens of people at it. I've never seen anything so sad. I actually felt kind of bad for him because I think in his imagination he was thinking like something that he's seen on TV, you know, North Korea with all the big missiles and the hundreds of thousands all cheering. I think he was at one recently in France and it was like that, you know, and he was like, I want one of these. And they kind of threw a half-assed one together with a couple of tanks of squeaky wheels. And like, I think only 10,000 people showed up and there was room enough for 200,000. in the area, the local Craigslist listings for the past week, there was a listing for to be paid to go. They were paying people to show up at it. I don't know what he thought it was going to be. Pretty sad. Should have just spent his birthday on the golf course. That's his favorite place, right? Go down, play 18 holes of golf for your birthday. Eat a eat a Big Mac. That's his favorite, right? He doesn't drink booze. Tim Wright tagged me in a post. Oh yeah, Tim is having a. There's a beautiful girl on Tim's show tonight too. What's her name? Oda Erica or something. I actually follow her already. I didn't know he was in contact with her. I follow her on Instagram, I think, because she does fragrances. But she's really beautiful, tall American girl. I think she's a Miami girl, and she talks about fragrances. So I think Timmy has her on the show. So there you go. After you watch Dirk, you can watch Timmy. That's great that he's getting some cool guests on. Joe Devlin's smile almost broke through Melania's face. Yeah, can you imagine Melania kind of going, Jesus, what are we doing? What is this shit? I don't know why you thought it was a good idea. I mean, Americans don't like shit like that. They like parades of the people. But Americans look at like North Korea and Russia and people like do it like that, and it looks like a dictatorship to them. They don't like that look. Hopefully the ibuprofen will kick in soon. Fuck. And I'm trying to edit the video with the foot elevated, you know. And it's just like throbbing away. But now that I have the ibuprofen, I'm just gonna munch on it. I didn't have any in the house. Yeah, Wayne girl, I saw that dual engine failure. Yeah, I saw that on the plane. Yeah, my suspicion was flaps instead of gear, but no, it doesn't. It looks like immediate dual engine failure on the tarmac just after rotation. How that can happen, I don't know. Especially they said there's no dead birds around and stuff, so it doesn't look like bird strike. So that's not going to be good for Boeing. I'm sure Boeing were hoping it was pilot error, you know, just to save their company, but it doesn't look like it was. Very sad stuff. Wayne, yeah, the rat was deployed. I saw that, yeah. Listen, the rat's only supposed to help when you have complete engine failure and you're gliding to an airport and you just need that extra kilometer or two out of it, you know, just to reach the tarmac. It's just a small little help. It's a tiny little prop underneath the plane. It's not enough to take off with or, you know, get into the sky with. It's kind of sad. They're playing Brick in the Wall Part 2. Joe Devlin, £10. Enjoy another select. I might do that. Thank you, man. The two, what happened to the shop guy who was laundering pickpocket money? He's still in jail. We'll never see him again. And it's come out that he was up to all sorts of stuff. I was over at the other cigar place, the guy Smoking Moses. I was there last week, and I mentioned it, and they were like, "Yeah, well, it was only a matter of time before that guy was grabbed for something." I was like, "Oh, really?" I guess he's been up to all sorts of shenanigans. Tim Wright leaving for London soon. Tim, aren't you having that beautiful girl on tonight about talking about fragrances? I thought I saw that on your Instagram. Am I mistaken? Tim Wright's always going on. He's always going to events around the world. That's amazing. He's always on a plane. AP, any idea why Seiko did the orange hand, the new one? Maybe something to do with the compass bezel? Maybe. It just looks cool. I don't know. Looks like a GMT hand, doesn't it? Somebody was asking me did I ever use the compass bezel. Do I know how to do that? The Boy Scout trick. So I directed them to the old Seiko Alpinist video from 4 years ago now, 4 or 5 years ago, where in the middle of it I actually show you how it's done with the sun and everything. I also illustrated on one of the episode where I show the Seiko Hulk. I do an illustration with graphics. Pretty handy if your plane goes down out in the wild somewhere and you have to walk back to civilization. That's right, Tim Wright. That's right, I'm having Derica, that's her, on tonight. We'll be interviewing her from an airport lounge and talking fragrances, men's watches. Fantastic. That's great, man. I'm glad you made a connection with her. She's nice. She's smart. She loves fragrances. She has a big following on Instagram and on YouTube. That's great. Stay on her good side and get her back on every now and then. Nice addition to the gang. Good man. Yeah, guys, tune into that. What time are you doing it? What time are you having her on, Tim? So there you go, guys. That's your evening. Because once I leave here, I'm not going to do a long one now. I've got to get back to editing all night. Because I want to push through, maybe complete that video by maybe 4 or 5 in the morning. And then work on a thumbnail tomorrow afternoon and maybe post it for tomorrow evening. It would have been ideal to go out this evening, but I can give it to you this evening in pretty good shape, or I can give you the perfect version tomorrow. Which one do you prefer? Because once it's posted, it's posted. Anyway, yeah, so this evening you've got Dirk to watch on iBashers. Just pop in and send him a happy birthday. and Tim with beautiful Oda Erica. What's not to love? 6 p.m. New York time, that's about midnight here, about 11 UK time. John Doe, I was in Venice last week. Never ceases to amaze me, never gets old. Mac, will Eyebashers do a talk tribute to Brian Wilson? I think he already spoke about it because Eyebashers is on every night except for Saturday. I think he already spoke about Brian Wilson. I've been listening to Pet Sounds kind of on rotation for the past few days. Monumental. And if you want to watch a very good movie about that man's life, watch Love and Mercy. It's very good. It's got Paul Dano and John Cusack, Elizabeth Banks, Paul Giamatti. It's a good film. It went kind of unnoticed many years ago, but it goes through Brian Wilson's life. He's a very strange, kind of sad kind of guy. You know, he's definitely on the spectrum. But he wrote some of the most beautiful songs. He really knew how to write a simple love song that everyone can relate to, you know. Mind you, I saw an interview with him about his favorite songs, and I think he said his favorite Beatles song was Let It Be. And he went through a bunch of, I think the Byrds, his favorite one was Turn, Turn, Turn. He goes through a list, and they said, like, what's your favorite Beach Boys song? And he says, California Girls. I was not expecting that. I was thinking God Only Knows, which is maybe one of the most beautiful songs ever written. Or Good Vibrations or something. Or my favorite, Don't Worry Baby. That's actually my favorite. But God Only Knows is a masterpiece. Ray, $5. Have a drink on me for Dirty Dirk's birthday. Yeah. Thanks, Tim. Happy birthday to Dirk. Shout out to the Bashers. Yeah, I'll pop in there myself later and wish him a happy birthday. I called him earlier, but there was no answer. He's only having a busy day. Wristwatch check. Good enough. Joe Devlin, a lot of geniuses are weird. Back in the midst of the time, there were shames. Medicine people, yeah, okay. Monster Oisín, how are you? I'm not great, man. I have an ankle injury. I don't know what the hell happened. And I was supposed to be in all day today editing. Not a good day for that, but I have to work, you know. There is a temptation when you don't have an actual schedule to just, when there's a beautiful sunny miraculous day like today, just to jump on the boat out to the beach and just have a, you know, cycle a bit and do Sunday things. But I don't really have Sunday. I don't have a weekend or a weekday, you know. I haven't had one of those in a very long time. Even with the band, weekends were work. My days off were Monday, maybe Tuesday. And I want to finish this video before I go away this coming week. But I yesterday woke up with this ankle pain, and it's gotten worse today considerably. And I elevated it while I was editing earlier, and it wasn't getting any better. And I thought, do I have any painkillers in the house? And all I have is a little aspirin in the house. So I was like, fuck, I need some ibuprofen. So I left the house, which was not fun. Walking down the stairs. But I'm like, I better go. I better find the nearest pharmacy. And then I went to one that was supposed to be open, and it was closed because it's Italy, you know. Fucking hell. And then I texted my friend. I said, listen, is there a pharmacy open in Venice today? And he goes, hang on a minute. And then he writes back and he goes, that one. Which was a bit of a trek across town. But I made it before they closed, and I bought myself a shitload of ibuprofen and some more aspirin. So just 800 milligrams about half an hour ago. I suppose it's probably kicking in by now. Ugh. I don't know what I did to this ankle. Very, very confusing to me. Dunking warm water, Gigi, really? Drunken skateboarding again, I know, man. That's what it was. It was the drunken skateboarding. Now, I was saying to everyone earlier, like did a simple search on the internet, and I'm not one of those people who just believes what WebMD says. You know, you look up ankle pain on WebMD, and it's like cancer. No, but it is a good thing to just at least breeze through and see some possibilities. And they were all like activity and sports related. I thought, well, shit, is it a blood clot from sitting around editing so long? But I don't think they occur in that part of the ankle. I think they occur in the calf and that thigh, if you get one of those. If your calf blows up all red, or your thigh does, after you've sat on a long haul flight for 20 hours or something, get your ass to the hospital as soon as humanly possible. And don't take any aspirin, because that might shift it. That might shift the clot, and then you're in trouble. I don't think you feel a clot that way, says Rain Girl. Right. Luckily for me, I haven't had a blood clot, so I can't say from experience. But it is one of my fears. It's a massive fear I have in life, you know. I think I saw a documentary many years ago, some girl who went to Australia, some British girl. She went to Australia, she went skydiving, and she had a great time. And she flew back from Australia. And some people, when they're on a long haul flight, they're a pain in everyone's ass because they're up and walking around and trying to pass you to get to the toilet all the time. But honestly, they're more healthy doing that. Whereas she just put a coat over her because it was cold, the air conditioning on the plane, and kind of lay there and went to sleep and never really got up to go to the restroom or anything. And then she got off the plane, and on her way walking up the gate thing, she fucking dropped dead. Imagine. Because when that shit hits your lungs, you have about 60 seconds. Chiara Nardo, take some good rest, sometimes real Italian style. Chiara, I've been looking at your watch in high detail for the past 72 hours because I'm in the middle of editing the video on your watch and the Cartier. So your face and your watch and your brochure and your watch box and everything has been on my big screens in my studio constantly for the past I think I hit bed at around 5 a.m. last night. Just editing and just putting shots together. There's some nice shots. There's like a little boy jumping off a step over there and his reflection in the crystal. And a couple walking up to look at the bridge of sighs and their reflection. And, you know, I'm playing around with reflect. I do a lot of that stuff. But the watch looks great, Chiara. Actually, that's going to be a good episode, guys, because it's not just the watches. It's a walkabout. I walk about. I got a couple of suits during the week, and the pants. When you buy Italian pants, they're always a little too long, so you can adjust them right for your leg. So I brought them to a tailor here to have them hemmed, and then I go to a supermarket to buy some groceries and I'm going to show you all the general prices of things here in Italy. The price of eggs. If you're from the United States, I recommend you do not watch it because it might depress you. But you will be confused about one thing. They have 10 eggs instead of a dozen eggs. You know, everywhere in the world, it's like 6 eggs, a dozen eggs. But in the supermarkets here, it's like 6 eggs, 10 eggs. 10? That's so weird. That's so Europe. Caro, posso chiedere un altro caffè e un altro spritz?
Benissimo.
E un shakerato, grazie. And then where else do I go? What else do I do? I can't remember. Anyway, I walk about a bit, so there's some interesting things to see. And then there's lovely watches. There's Chiara's watch, and then of course the Cartier Drive, and they go well together. I do love the AP. He likes the Italian colors and the Rehot. Yeah, they're very subtle, but they're very nice. Yeah, the watch looks great. I think my favorite thing about that watch, apart from the bracelet, which is really shiny, reflective, is it's just so legible, you know? A lot of these watches aren't legible. Daytona is not legible. You can't just glance at a Daytona for the time. You have to look at it and search for the hands. And it's the same with APs as well. Well, my AP Chrono, depending on the ambient light, it's very hard to read the time. The Cartier is incredibly legible. I also like the Carinardo because it's an all-rounder. It's like a Aquaterra or something. You can wear it with a suit, you can wear it to dinner, or you can wear it to the beach. It's kind of an all-rounder. It's a one and done. Pain is inflammation, says Master. Yeah, it doesn't look that the ankle. I'm comparing it to my other ankle. It might be a tiny bit swollen, but it's very hard to know. I'm also a little sunburned right now, so I can't tell. But yeah, the ibuprofen should take care of the swelling, if there is any. Check for a bite, says me ma. Well, there was a wasp the other night. I don't see any bite. Mosquitoes don't bite me. I don't have that problem in the house because I use those plug-in things. And anyway, they don't bite me. I've seen mosquitoes land on me and then just say, fuck it, and leave. They don't bite me because they're like, I don't need all that alcohol in my system. Now, I don't know what the reason is. I'm not particularly prone to those, but it's not a spider bite or anything. Because that would just blow up. That would inflame like crazy, right? And there would be some mark. But there was a wasp flying around the other night. We never see wasps in this town. And I found him dead on the chair just earlier today. But I didn't feel a sting. You feel a wasp sting you. I think Waingro is right there. I was probably lying on it a certain way and cut off circulation to it or something. I don't know. Fluden 99, I can't read your name. It's a blood type thing. Mosquitoes love type O blood. Well, I'm type O negative, man. And my mother is too. They eat my mother alive, and they don't like me. So riddle me that one, if you will. Grazie, caro. Sì, grazie. Grazie mille. Yeah, so I have the same blood type as me, ma, but I mean, I have had mosquito bites in my life. It's not like I'm completely immune to them, but I'm definitely not their favorite. I mean, it's the height of summer already, and there are mosquitoes all over, and I don't have one single bite on my whole body. I'm probably the only person in Venice. I would normally think that that's because I've so much booze in me. Most times, especially at night, like sweating out alcohol out your skin. That maybe the mosquitoes are like, oh God, no, he's a cesspool. I don't want to bite that. They probably land on my skin and they're like, ugh, they have to hold their nose. But I actually have been fairly off the booze for the past while. So that doesn't explain it. Oh, I just got a PayPal. Sorry, I missed that. Oh, who was that? Oh, Kieran. Kieran, thank you for the PayPal. Thanks, man. You just paid for my all my ibuprofen and my aspirin I bought. Hey, Pete, they're just being responsible because they know they have to fly home later. That's good. I like that. Cigar smokers mosquito repellent. Oh, great. He's putting on a brave face and thinking arthritis, Joe. Well, my dad did get arthritis. My dad got arthritis around the same age as I am. I'll never forget when he discovered it as well. There were some guests over in the house. I can't remember who they were. And my dad always liked to impress guests. He was one of those kinds of, fathers who like to impress. He insisted, we could have some distant relative or some friend or someone in the house, and he'd come out with his magic tricks because he knew how to do a lot of magic tricks, or he'd play guitar. But he played guitar and sang a little song. He wasn't a very good guitarist, but he was proficient enough. And he sang a song, and he was okay, and he had difficulty with the chords. And then he went, God, my hands are very stiff. I don't know why my hands are so stiff. I'll never forget, it's burnt into my head. I was looking at him going, why are his hands stiff? I was just a kid, And then within 6 months, he was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis. And then went on some pretty heavy medication for it. And he suffered from joint pain then all the way till when he died. Very unlucky guy. Blow after blow after blow. Unbelievable. But he had 5 lovely children, so, in many ways, he was very lucky. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, in one ankle, that feels weird. Like my hands are good, my joints are good for now. I shouldn't be drinking, but fuck it. It'll help me get through the evening because I've got to finish that video. I'm gonna have another coffee. Caro, posso chiedere se mi porti un po' ancora del ghiaccio? Aggiungo del ghiaccio qua, grazie. Let me see how my battery is doing. I won't be with you much longer. DSR, which part of the ankle? There's my foot. There's my leg. There's my foot. There's a ball here on the inside, right on the ball, and around it and under it. Yeah? On the inside, not on the outside, on the inside part. And I feel it when there's no pain on the back of my foot. And when I have pressure down on the back of my foot, I'm fine. But when I lift the foot off the ground, I feel the pain really hits. More than when I press down. I don't know why. Grazie, caro. I just got more ice. Just to make this one longer, because I don't want to get drunk. I have too much work to do. But I have to say, this between this and the ibuprofen, I'll be able to limp home after this. Insertional tendinitis. Well, there is a form of tendinitis that occurs. There's two kind of what do you call them? Tendons or something that go under. There's one large one and one small one, and they can become irritated. And sometimes the doctor has to go in and snip them. I've been reading up. My past 24 hours have been reading up about ankle and joint pain and causes and symptoms and treatments. Doing the Chiara video and the Cartier unboxing video, and then flicking over to Al Jazeera to see how the game is going. Just want to check in on the match. Just watching the bombing. It's already happening again. It'll get worse again tonight. I have to say though, if you're not on TikTok, you're missing out because it's just comedy gold, man. It's just the stuff happening over on TikTok is just hysterical. People are being very, very comical about the whole thing. And then, of course, they discovered that in Tel Aviv, one of the main military bunkers is under a hospital. They're all like, wait. You mean to tell me one of your biggest ones is under a hospital? Now we know where you came up with that idea. Every accusation is a confession, right? I have to say it's really grossing me out watching them whining and complaining, like, you know. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, one woman lost her cat or her dog or something. She's there weeping I'm like, uh, not to be a heartless prick and all, but you didn't notice the 55,000 fucking slaughtered in the past. I guess you were having a party. You were having a barbecue. Sorry, you missed it. It's just like, oh, it's insufferable. There's one woman, she just got the keys to her new house. She's a settler. She just got her keys to her new place, probably stolen. And then it got hit by a missile. And she's there weeping on the streets like it's like fucking Schindler's List. I'm like, oh, really? Yeah, the house you stole from other people. Oh, yeah, just got shelled. All right. There's the world's smallest violin thing. Just for you, darling. Fucking unbelievable. Insertional tendonitis, but get a scan. That's what Mac thinks. Yeah, it might be that. But would it just appear out of nowhere? That's my problem. I mean, surely it would be like a gradual thing, or maybe it has been gradual and I just didn't notice because I'm very aloof. I remember one of my exes, she's like, whose blood is that on the floor? I'm like, what's that? She's like, there's blood on the floor. I'm like, oh shit, where did that come from? And then she looks at my leg and she goes, it's you idiot. And I had a big gash in the front of my leg. I didn't even know. I was bleeding. It's like, oh shit. Here's Sean. Happy birthday to Dirk Oisín. Enjoy PT and say hello to the boys. Yeah, thanks for your messages, Sean. Jesus, Sean, if this ankle doesn't improve, I'm not going to be able to go. I missed the whole bloody thing. Because, I mean, getting down there, I have to walk. There's a lot of walking around Florence. And what's the point in going if I'm not mobile? What a week I'm having. Sean, yeah, I just woke up yesterday. My ankle had some weird pain out of nowhere. And it's worse today. I don't know what it is, man. That's why I'm live streaming. I was supposed to stay in the house and edit all day and all night. But I had to leave the house to go get ibuprofen because I had none in the house. And I'm limping around the city. I finally found some, and then I was on my way back, and I was like, I'm putting down the bag, I'm putting my ass down in the piazza for a minute because to break up the trip. I'd wait for this ibuprofen to kick in, which I believe it has by now. Liver disease, Bobby? Is that related to your ankles? Gout? I don't know. Devlin and I had heel pain out of the blue, or some ankle support, better footwear, problem solved. Yeah, it's hard to know if I'm going to wake up tomorrow or the next day and it'll be gone. I just had some sort of pinched nerve. Apparently there's a nerve going through those joints there that can get irritated or pinched. It might be that. Because I don't see any swelling. You know? Joe says gout normally affects the toes first. Tendonitis, says Kevin. Time zone, what happened to the interesting talks? Da-da-da. There's a big tendon running behind the medial metulus, the bony ball, yes, which supports the arch of the foot. That was the one I was reading about, and I think that might be the one that's irritated. Is that the one they have to cut if it gets really bad? Hey, listen, as long as it's not a fucking blood clot, I don't care. I don't care what it is. Let me check my battery that's left. Oh, walking sneakers. Yeah, this week won't be good for that because I have fancy loafers and stuff. If I actually make it. It's not going to be a good week for comfort. Looking good and stylish is indirectly proportional to comfort. Unfortunately. No, they don't need to cut it, says DSR. Okay. You see, this is a good thing about coming on live, because there's fucking medics in the chat. There's physicians. If that tendon got injured, says DSR, or inflamed, it will cause you the pain you describe. Right. So once again, it's that ball on the left, on the inside, right at the ankle. It's the equivalent of that knuckle on your wrist. It's the same thing, but it's in the leg, and it's on it and around it, especially under it. So I guess it is that tendon. This bunch with their ice cream cones, they're all getting murdered by the seagulls. He's taking it. Get out of Dodge, guys. Jesus. I think they think once the seagull makes one attempt, he's not going to try again. Not bad news for you. Oh boy. It all starts with the hips, they say, says Andy. Yeah, hip replacements and all that. I suppose I have all that to look forward to. Great. That's just great. What'll make it worse now is I have a week, if I do go to PT, I have a week of hanging around 25-year-olds all week. So it's gonna make me feel extra old if I have a limp and aches and pains that I have to smile my way through. At least if I get to hang out with Franco Mazzetti or someone like that, I get to hang out with a gentleman of my own caliber, my own stature. We can exchange stories about funny aches and pains that come out of nowhere. Brendan Boswell, best live on YouTube. Look at Brendan just like working the algorithm. There's the eye bashers. A blood clot DVT would be redness and swelling, ankle and the calf. I know, that was the first thing I thought of, Dirk. Because I was sitting there for 5 hours the night before. I did my 2 hours by myself, and then I did 3 hours with you and John on bashers. And sometimes I get up out of that. I did get up maybe once or twice during the whole thing, but not enough. Sometimes at the end of the evening, and then there's a little chatting that goes on after. You logged off, Dirk, but myself and John kept talking for at least another half hour. And then I get up out of that chair and I'm like, my whole ass is the shape of the chair because I've just been sitting there for 5 hours streaming. And I'm like, oh, I have to make more of a habit of getting up in the middle of those streams. But that was my first thought the next day. I was like, oh, God damn it. But no, you're right. There will be swelling and redness. And there isn't. And also, blood clots more likely in the calf or thigh. Hey, I don't mind fucking tendonitis or arthritis. I just don't want a blood clot. I've had this argument before with people, like, sudden death is my biggest fear. I don't mind if the doctor says you've got 6 months to live. I'll be like, that's fucking awesome, because I'll be like, that gives me 6 months to clean everything up, get all my affairs in order, tell everyone I hate them, whatever. Sudden, like, you just leave everything hanging. You leave all the loose ends. No thanks. Yes, tonight will be. Tonight will be editing. I'm flicking over to Al Jazeera to see the bombs going down. Boom. I saw a clip on TikTok of people in Lebanon having a roof party for the bombing. One guy played saxophone. I was like, Jesus Christ. Does anyone like the Israelis at this point? Anyone on Earth? Anyone in the solar system? Jesus. Some of this stuff is comedy gold. Somebody made a graphics illustration in graphics of one of the buildings in Tel Aviv that was hit with like missiles and F-35 jets hidden inside it, and like saying, but you see, this is a real target because they're hiding F-35 jets, and underground there's a Star Destroyer. There was a Star Destroyer, one of those big Star Wars things. And Israeli officials actually replied. They said, no, this is not true. We don't have these things. We're like, yeah, we know. And we knew when you made it up about the guys in Gaza too, you fuckwits. God damn it. Thrombotic stroke with the blood because of, I know, wristwatch holic. I know, that's the one I fear. Okay, I'll go through this chat later and look up all this terminology. Let me check my battery. I'll go through all this terminology later. Thanks, guys. Looks like there's a few medics in the chat. Let's see. My body has a habit of worrying me, and then just the problem just goes away. You know, that's my body does that all the time. I'm like, oh my God, where did that come from? Remember I had that kind of heart issue like a few months ago, a couple of months back. I was like, oh, here we go. And then just kind of pissed off. False alarm. You're just stressed. check this. Okay, now that I have all that ibuprofen in me, it's still kind of tender down there, but I'm not feeling the sharp pain because the drugs are working. Did anyone get the quote earlier, by the way? The quote was, "Would Sir like an appetizer?" No thanks, let's skip to the main course of the intravenous injection of hard drugs, please. Anyone get that quote? I'm a big believer. Use the hard drugs. Take the goddamn codeine. Take the Vicodin. Life is short. Many men struggled to create these amazing things that we have now. Fucking use them. Train spotting DG, train spotting the Bashers. There you guys got it. Tell you one thing, if I wake up tomorrow and it's even worse, Pitty's out, and I'm in the hospital all day. Because I can't go in like this, I have my hand over my heart going, oh, I've got pain, so that fast tracks me in. Because the pain is way down the other end of my body. That's too much of a chancer. I have ankle pain. They'd be like, okay, you're back at the back of you're back with all the Tel Avivians complaining that their animals are scared from all the sounds of the bombs. You're back with the whining bunch back there who think they've got problems. I'd recommend you guys follow Jacob Berger. He's a Jewish cop from New York. He's so fucking funny. Jacob Berger, like burger, but with an E, Berger. Man, he's the first guy. He became famous because of somebody was saying, I'm Jewish in New York. How am I supposed to walk about with all this hatred? And he's like, hey, New York Jew here. If you forgot how to walk, this is how you do it. So left foot, right foot. He just does this comedy. He's fucking hilarious. But all his stuff of the past 24 hours. Because there's a famous clip of all these Israelis in Tel Aviv on the street, like down on the ground, and one of them was like shooting at their phone and fixing her hair and stuff. A privilege that Palestinians did not get to have. And Jacob, he puts himself into the frame as well, And he's like, Susan, you fat bitch, stop filming. Oh, man. Hysterics last night. Hysterics. Sean, worrying is like having to go to the bathroom in the middle of the movie in the theater. To do that enough, you'd be missing the movie. Worrying is the same effect on life well lived. Yeah, that's right. I mean, worrying doesn't fix anything. It just makes worrying about tomorrow doesn't fix tomorrow. It just makes today awful. You're right, Sean. Yeah, I do my best not to worry, Worrying doesn't help anything, ever. Yes, Father's Day in America, I think. Alejandro. Happy Father's Day. We don't do it the same days over here. We have different days. I never know the days because Ireland has its own days. So Father's Day and Mother's Day, I'm completely scrambled. I have no idea when those days are because it's been completely scrambled in my mind. Every year, out of the blue, I get a text from my daughter going, "Happy Father's Day," and I'm like, "What to the? Oh shit!" And there's no one on the internet saying it. No one in my friends saying it. It's just because the Italians have a different day, whatever. And I always forget my mother and Mother's Day because I fucking don't know when fucking Mother's Day is. Sean, you got to tune in tonight to Tim's show. He's interviewing what's her name, Oderica, and she's very very charming, and she does fragrances. And you have to tune in, of course, to Dirk and the Eye Bashers and wish him a happy birthday. Just to remind you, I'm sure you were going to anyway. I have my Daniel Katz. I have my doctorate in worry. I know some people this worry is it just follows them. Oh man, Daniel, you want to live in Ireland? We're the kings of worry. we can compete against anybody in the worry championships, the worry Olympics. Ireland wins. If an Irish mother doesn't have something to worry about, she'll invent something to worry about. Oh boy. Robbinsburg, please be sure to put food in your stomach, as any anti-inflammatory will cause stomach issues, will also cause constipation. Well, I had a salad earlier. I made a nice salad with, somebody suggested putting onion, so I picked up, my mother does that a lot as well. She likes to dice a raw red onion. So I remembered that. So the other day I was in the store and I picked up some red onions. They're great because when you dice them, they don't make you cry either. Whatever it is about those ones. And I diced up a lovely onion into tuna and, a big salad. That was lovely. It's really good. So I'm good. I'm keeping things light at the moment. It's the only way. I feel fucking great. Other than the ankle, I feel great. Like I've definitely already lost about 10 pounds easily. Even just walking up the stairs is easier. Jesus Christ. And now that it's hot weather, you don't feel like stuffing your face anyway. You don't want milky things. You don't want like cappuccinos and things like that. Not when it's hot like this. And because I'm like not really doing the booze thing much, the sleeping is better, much better. That's the first thing that improves when you stop boozing. Is your sleep. You're not really asleep, and when you're drunk, you're not asleep. You just passed out. You just did what a bum does on the street, but you did it in an actual bed. That's all. It's not actual sleep. It's not real rest. They're playing Hotel California. Yeah, you want spritz when it's hot, yeah. Andy, I'm looking well, yeah, that happens, Just all this starts disappearing slowly. You're just sedated. I am now, man. I have a lot of ibuprofen in me, and God bless it. And I can still feel pain in the ankle, but it's not as bad. And it'll get me home. I have about 300 yards to walk to the boat. So I'll be able to slowly limp it. And I'll be sitting on my ass for the rest of the night. I'll be up till about 4 a.m. probably, 4 or 5 on this video. A lot of great shots, a lot of lovely stuff. That Cartier is fucking crazy. Hotel California on an accordion. Gotta love it. Oh, sedated after the booze is what you meant. Okay, yeah. No good story starts with a salad, Omega. Fanboy Ian. I know, man. Letao, did you like the Rolex Sky Dweller and Jubilee? I liked it, man. I did. It was not mine. I just had it for a weekend. I liked it. At first I was like, oh my god, this thing is incredible. I need one in my life. And then after a day or two, I was like, you know what? The things that it does, the AP Royal Oak Chrono does just as well, if not better. So I was like, eh. So by the time I brought it back to Simona, I was like, you know, that's great. It filmed very well. I have lots of beautiful footage. And the thing sparkles like mad. It's on fire. It's like every angle is just shiny and reflective. But you know, then after a couple of days, I just kind of went, okay, listen. Yeah, we got this. This thing sparkles. So I'm like, what's wrong with you, O'Malley? You don't need that. I think what happens is when we see these new watches, our eyes light up, you know? We go, oh, very excited, and that's when we start pulling the credit card out. Or whatever. Credit card. Like I've ever bought a watch on credit. Never in my life. Thank God. That's one thing I don't have to worry about, is credit card debt and things like that. That's one hole I didn't get myself in. I just have a sore ankle. That's my only complaint. I'm not even losing my hair. Nothing to complain about. You check the battery. All right, guys, I'll give you a shot of... thanks for the super chats, everyone. There's the piazza. And there's me, 10 pounds lighter. You can already see it, can't you? It's crazy. I'll put out an update on Instagram or something later on the ankle, or tomorrow. If I wake up, my guess is I'll wake up and this ankle thing will be better tomorrow, and that'll be, as usual, my body playing tricks on me. But if it isn't, I have to start thinking about maybe going and have a checkup. That fucks PT. Or might just push off PT for a few days. But honestly, if I have a serious ankle issue, I don't see much point in getting on a train and going to another town where you have to kind of walk around a lot. What's the point? It's asking for trouble. All right, guys. I'll talk to you soon. Thanks for the advice and all the tips and all the references and the terminology that I'll look up later. And the super chats, certainly. And yeah, don't put pressure on the ankle. I know, that's Brendan. I know, but now I have to walk. You see, I have to walk. There's only one way to get from here to there and about 100 meters beyond, unless you have a stretcher handy. It's going to happen. But when I get home, I'm going to elevate the leg again. I have to edit, so what better way to pass the hour? So I'll just elevate the leg and then get back to editing. And that'll be that. And later on, in a few hours, I'll eat another ibuprofen. And that's that. Warm salt water, DG. All right. I'll try that. Okay, guys. Peace. I better log off before this thing just dies on me. Thanks for all the advice and the super chats, guys. Love yous all. I'll talk to you all very soon. Watch out for the video. Won't be tonight. It'll be tomorrow, probably. Okay? Peace.